Hello there, this is the fourth part of a series geared to help teach new players how to play Marvel Crisis Protocol quickly, or to help veterans brush up on particular details of the game. This video is going to be dedicated to creating your roster that you bring to a game, as well as the strike teams you can build from it. The difference between your roster and your strike team is pretty straightforward. Your roster will consist of 10 characters, 10 team tactic cards, and 3 of each crisis. Your strike team then consists of the characters from your roster that are equal to or less than the threat value of the mission, along with 5 team tactic cards that you decide to bring into the game. Digging a bit deeper into roster construction rules, you can have all unique characters in your roster once. So that means characters that have the same alter ego can be in your roster together, like Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man, as well as characters with the same hero name, like the Captain America that has the alter ego of Steve Rogers, and the Captain America that has the alter ego of Sam Wilson. The only other restriction in list building are the Infinity Gems. The gems will be attached to a character during roster construction. So if I was running Loki with the Mind Gem, I could not also have Thanos with the Mind Gem in my roster. Once you have decided to attach a gem to a character during roster construction, they will always have that gem attached to them when you are building your strike squads. This is as of a change from November 2021. So the printout you may have gotten with Loki is now out of date, unfortunately. As well, there are a couple of the Infinity Gems on the restricted list, which I will go ahead and get into. Team tactic cards you would like to add to your roster have a few limitations on them. If you are playing the most common format, which is standard, there are 3 things to abide by. First, you need to make sure all of your team tactic cards are currently in rotation. Team tactic cards have a symbol in the bottom right corner that has some sort of Marvel thing attached to it. Currently, the allowed sets are those that feature Thor's hammer, the corner of a building, the 2 X-Men logos. Secondly, you can only have 2 restricted cards in your roster. Currently, there are 2 Infinity Gems also on that restricted list, so you could have 1 restricted Infinity Gem and 1 restricted Team Tactic card, or 2 Tactic cards, or both of the restricted Infinity Gems, but not 2 of each. I will say that this video doesn't have to get updated, that you can find the most up-to-date info on what cards are in rotation, are restricted, or even banned. It can all be found on AMG's website under the Organized Play section, which I will have a link to down in the description. The last restriction, similar to the character cards, is that no duplication is allowed. You will then need 3 of each kind of crisis card with, again, no duplicates, but there are currently no other restrictions on crisis cards. When it comes to strike squad construction, you will begin secretly building your team of characters and tactic cards after the non-priority player has chosen a threat value. It is important to remember that during this process, if you're wanting to maintain a certain affiliation, that you need to have more than 50% of your characters be from that affiliation. So if you are only bringing 4 characters, 3 of them will need to be affiliated. Also, it has nothing to do with the total threat value of affiliated versus non-affiliated characters. A team of Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Ghost Rider, and Hulk will still be affiliated to the Guardians of the Galaxy. As well, when building your strike team, you cannot have characters that have the same alter ego in the same strike team. So, while you can have Amazing Spider-Man and Core Box Spider-Man both in your roster, they both can't make it to the table on your team at the same time. And that is it for roster construction. Next week, we'll cover all 4 kinds of actions.